Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot reading, the reading that is aimed at improving your manifesting ability. And we do this with a very clear plan. First of all, you're only going to see one picture on your screen for the next 12 minutes or so. That's it. Just this one. I don't want any extra visual distraction. When you're looking at anything on a screen, you are automatically a participant. You are a spectator. But you're more spectator than participant. Participating in the sense that you're looking at it, but that's passive. That's not strong. Spectator, very strong. You're observing. And you might be, to some degree, part of the action, but you're really not involved. Okay? In this case, we're keeping the visual distractions down to a bare minimum. You're only looking at this one picture. Many people, they tell me, close their eyes, get into kind of a meditative state, so they listen, and that's important. When you block off the visual distractions, the pictures come in your mind, and that's what enhances your imagination. That's your connection to your subconscious. That improves your manifesting. Very important juju for sure. And so that's what we're emphasizing. The other thing here is, in my interpretation, which is largely different from other tarot interpretations, I want to inspire you. That really is my number one goal. I want you to leave the reading feeling inspired. Clear about what you're facing, clear about what needs to be done, but inspired by it. That is my goal each and every time, because that will help you to manifest. So we begin. Bottom row, middle card. It's the Oracle card, Between Worlds. So here you have this flamingo in this colorful half, and then the gray half. Stuck right in the middle. So what that tells me is the theme of this reading is you're in the middle of nowhere. You're not here and you're not there. You're somewhere. Stuck in the middle. Something that is not real and something that is not satisfying. Now, if you take the last 3 years and you've paid attention, that is, you have not been listening to mass media, the major networks and all the garbage that they've been throwing out, and you've done a little bit of digging, use your brain a little bit, your intuition, you know that there's a lot of stuff going on. Most of it is aimed at confusing you and manipulating you. That's its purpose. And if you've bought into that, you are the Five of Wands. You got enthusiastically involved one way or another. Oh, this is a crisis. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is this. And then you worried about that. And then there was something else that came along. And when you worried about those two things, a third thing came along. And it kept piling and piling and piling to the point where many people have just surrendered, given up. They're stuck in limbo. They are just like that flamingo between worlds, in the middle of nowhere. They're not living their life. They're simply existing, hoping for something better. And that brings me to one of my pet peeves. And I understand the sentiment. But the idea, people tell me, well, it's in God's hands. Yes and no. Yes and no. Remember, if you say you have faith, you have to act on it. In other words, just saying it doesn't make it happen. You have to say it and do something about it that shows that you believe in it. That is your individual integrity. So, over the last 3 years, in fact, your whole lifetime, I've been around probably longer than you have. And my entire lifetime, I realized over the past 3 years, has been a lie. Every single bit of it. The people who I thought were there to protect me, not here to protect me. The people who I thought who were to help me to try to have a decent life were working totally against it. The food was poisoned, the air was poisoned, the water was poisoned, the medicine was poisoned, the advertising was poisoned, the news was poisoned. Reminds me of a song from a group called Quicksilver Messenger Service, who came out with a song, 1969, 1970, What About Me? If you ever want to hear something that was predictive, written way back then, 50 years ago, Quicksilver Messenger Service, What About Me? What they said in that song is exactly the kind of life we're living or existing through. And that's where you find yourself, in the middle of nowhere, but you've been putting in a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm for nothing. Five of Wands, that's what Five of Wands is all about. Wands are excitement, positivity, enthusiasm, and the Five of Wands is just action. It's conflict, it's bickering, it's pettiness, it's just blech. And that's what we're in right now. But I think we're about ready to turn a corner. Next card, Three of Pentacles. Threes, when I'm doing reading that has to do with improving your manifesting, the threes always tell me you need to blend mind, body, spirit. That's the trinity of a human being. Mind, body, spirit. And that's what the Three of Pentacles. They tell me the pentacles are things that you value. So in formulating a basis, you have to have a value system. If you don't have a value system, the expression is if you believe nothing, you fall for everything. I mean, it's just one of those kinds of things. You need to have a value system, and the Three of Pentacles emphasizes that. Mind, body, spirit, you got to coordinate them. Quit wasting energy for the Five of Wands. You're in the middle of nowhere, like the Pelican. You have to have a good, solid set of values. And the Hermit says you need some time to give this some thought. It's going to take a little bit. It's going to be a process. But you need to consider, okay, what do I want my life to be? What do I want to stand for as a human being? Now, I'm not going to save the whole world, but I can be a little light, and maybe my light will light someone else, who will light someone else, who will light someone else. And we can make a difference, a positive change. We can go to this Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is the Wands enthusiasm, positivity, excitement, but in a very harmonious way. It is partnership. And that's really what you're looking to do. Remember, everything in your life begins with you. You're looking for love in your life, then you be the love of your life. Not in a selfish way, not a narcissistic way, because narcissism is self-hate. It has nothing to do with love. It has to do with self-hate, meaning that you got to destroy everything and everybody around you to feel anything. We're not talking that. We're talking a positive energy. I love myself, so I know what love is. I feel it, and I can spread it. Give it to others. Make it a positive. Make it the Four of Wands energy. Let's go up top, second row. The World. The World. I love this card because it talks about completion. It talks about wholeness, integration, perfect unity. That's what you are doing. That's why this Pelican is stuck between worlds, because there is no unity. It's lost in the sauce. It's gone. It's, where the hell am I? What's up? What's down? What's left? What's right? What am I doing? Middle of nowhere. And your goal is to reshape all of that. You get rid of all that energy that you've put into trying to be positive. You blend your mind, body, spirit. Give it some thought. Figure out, what do I want my life to be? What do I want myself to be? And find that Four of Wands. You can do it. The World card says that's what you're headed for. In fact, the Wheel of Fortune says exactly the same thing in a little different way, but the same thing. Wheel of Fortune says you're hitting a turning point. You're getting the big picture. So here you have the World card, which talks about integration, wholeness, accomplishment. Bumping into the Wheel of Fortune, destiny, a turning point. You are at a point right now where you can choose to have a life that means something. You don't have to be stuck in the middle of nowhere unless you choose to. And if you choose to, you've made yourself a hell of a deal, my friend, a bad one. So, what do you got to do? You got to stop the negative thinking. You got to step all that negative input. Ten of Swords, the stuff coming in from the outside. Your belief system is all screwed up, stinking thinking. The information that you're getting are lies. People are out to deceive you. But the Ten of Swords says that's just about done. That's just about, you hit the end point. Which, of course, the Wheel of Fortune tells you is true, and so is the world. You're coming to a point where all of that negativity can stop, and you can tap into the energy of the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands takes care of business. She presents positivity, enthusiasm, participation. One of the reasons why this card is so important, this first card, Between Worlds, is so important, because there's no participation. You are a spectator, not a participant. You're in the middle of nowhere because that's where you chose to be. Didn't put yourself there, but you chose to stay there because it was safe, it was convenient. You can stop that. You can have a positive life charged. Queen of Wands, the time is right. You know, my God, we got the World card telling you that the time is absolutely right. We got the Wheel of Fortune, the time is absolutely right. You can have this Four of Wands. What you got to do is put down the burdens. Top card, middle, top row, Ten of Wands. Put down the burdens. They're not yours. These are things that you were told to believe. Were told it was important. These are the rules of the game, they said. And they believed it. But you're finding out that's not the case. The last 3 years has pulled back the curtain. Just like on The Wizard of Oz, we see the wizard for what it is. It's a scam, it's a sham, it's the devil, in a manner of speaking. And if you've paid attention over the past 3 years, you're well aware of that. That's the reason you are feeling this tremendous pressure to change. And you understand now that you are in the middle of nowhere. You're between two worlds, meaning, I'm just observing. I'm not doing. It's time for you to do, to have the life that you believe that you should have. Are you going to get every single part of it? No, of course not. Life is a long journey. There are a lot of chapters. This is the chapter where you can turn your life around. You can plug in. You can quit just looking at life passing you by and start participating. You do not have to be in the middle of nowhere unless that's your choice. And then stay away from me, because if that's your choice with what we have going, you're not moving anywhere. You are still stuck between worlds. Choose wisely, grasshopper. So that's the reading for today. Another tarot reading tomorrow. In fact, we're going to do the weekend version, the Tau Trifecta. We'll take a look at energies for health, wealth, and happiness for the week ahead. That'll be tomorrow. But between now and the next tarot reading, I hope we have a chance to get together. If we don't, it's okay. Because the next time we do get together, we'll make it a great reading. We'll make it an inspiration. We'll help you to manifest. That's what this is all about. So between now and the next time, I wish you peace and blessings. And do something inspired today.